Today is chaos in our moving journey. Okay, first of all, Jabari, almost 4 months old next week, came down with a cold. And he is snuffy and he is not happy about it. And he did not have a good night. Poor Yvonne. But we have a painter here. He is finishing up painting the trim that our buyers needed for their FHA loan. My realtor is coming at 10 to discuss closing details with me because she is off on a vacation. And then we have a septic guy coming to pump our septic tank because we have a leach bed, septic tank, private sewer here. And what else? Leo has a vet appointment at 3:30, which I completely messed up in my head because he has an autoimmune disorder, so he needs a med check before we go. He needs his nails clipped bad, and we need to get more medicine. And then, so we had made the appointment in the morning, and I forgot that my realtor was coming. So then we had to call and reschedule. So they rescheduled for 3:30, and I'm like, oh no, I have my the septic guy is here right now. I have my 4 o'clock book study with my membership. And so I don't want to miss that. Thankfully, Robin can take Leo. So with my realtor coming at 10 and it's like 8 now, I need to clean the house for that. I cannot find one of my pairs of pants and my other pair of pants is in the dryer. So you're going to see me in the tie-dye pajama pant thing going on. But we got to get the house clean and then I want to get to packing. Yeah, so I won't belabor you now. Oh, okay. So I have a cool story to show. Okay, I was talking about we're going to get new dishes in the condo. We're not bringing our dishes. I hate our dishes. They're glass. They shatter terribly. Please pardon all the noise you can hear in the background. So a couple of you had mentioned Corelle dishes, which I've had before, and that is probably the way that I will go unless if somebody else has a recommendation that you like better. But anyway, or that I might like better. So one of you had said that you love Corelle because it doesn't break and it doesn't chip. I had to tell my husband, he just started laughing because our first year of marriage, or maybe it was our second year of marriage, we had these Corelle dishes. And my mom always said the great thing about Corelle dishes is that they are unbreakable. And I said something to my husband about the dishes one day, and he's like, come on, there's no way they're unbreakable. I'm like, no, really, my mom told me they're unbreakable. He said, if they're really unbreakable, then I want you to throw this plate on the floor. Well, let me tell you what, I took that plate with full faith, and bam, I spiked that plate like I was an NFL football player just scoring a goal. Bam! And I want to tell you, that plate shattered into like 1,000 tiny pieces. And that is one of our family's core stories that my husband to this day loves to tell. I couldn't wait to tell him that I'm not the only one who thinks that Corelle dishes are unbreakable. All right, let's get cleaning and then let's get packing.
I did find the purple shirt I was missing that I mentioned in the last video, and it actually was in a box of clothing that I completely forgot about, and I can go through that box at some point today too and get rid of stuff and pack other stuff. So I'm really happy that I found my shirt because I love this color.
See, these pants really do earn the ugly award, but I have to tell you, they are the most comfortable, and I've had them for like 4 or 5 years on top of that. Anyway, if you can get past them, I just know I am very, very comfortable. And my realtor is coming, and I wanted to make sure she and I had a clean room to meet in. So that room is going to be this living room. There's really not a lot out. I pulled some blankets out of my bedroom, the cat blanket and the gray blanket. The orange one was already down here for my little nod at fall decor. Also, I wanted to tell you, before I had said that floral painting on the wall is coming with me, I got that at Wayfair. It is a print, but I have since changed my mind. We're going to go a completely different decoration thrust. I don't have it 100% in my head yet, but I know it's going to be a little bit different than what I have here. Maybe a little bit more muted in the living room. I definitely want to go for a cozy vibe. because the condo is small, I feel like I can go a little bit more over the top, and my girls are going to be so excited because they love the little fairy lights and all of the things. And I'm actually kind of watching, as I have time today, a movie on YouTube. It's a Hallmark movie. It's called Falling for Vermont. So I really want to get some Vermont vibes going in me. And I have pictured getting some leaf garland for fall with some lights, even though in this house I was like over it. I'm like, I'm not decorating anymore. But I just got inspired when I saw our little condo and I saw that the cabinets don't reach the ceiling. And although it would be great to have that extra cabinet space, for now, I'm just going to enjoy that I can decorate the top of the cabinets, maybe with some garland and lights. And it's open to the living room, and I just want to have blankets and just layered, kind of a layered decorating look. And I even watched a fall video on Hallmark decorating or Hallmark inspired decorating, and we'll just have to see what happens when I get over there. So I'm got all the blankets cleaned up. I'm just going to get the end tables wiped down. I wanted to make sure that all the floors were swept and clean. You know, I know that my realtor understands what it's like to move and things get all out of place, but right now I'm using it as motivation to keep things clean because I am leaving 5 days before my husband. I'm taking the girls, my 3 daughters, and I am taking our infant, well, the 3 daughters that live with me anyway, our infant grandchild, Jabari, and going to get them kind of out of the chaos, and we're going to have an Airbnb, and part of that is because our house is going to get packed up on the day that we leave, and my husband's going to stay in the house with the cats. He'll have, he'll probably have a rocking chair and an air mattress, and he'll work here and he'll take care of the cats, and then I'll come back for the closing and we'll go to the closing together, and then he'll come back to Vermont. He'll come to our Airbnb, and then we'll close the next day on our condo. And I probably have said that before, but there's always new people. So if you're new here, my name is Karen, and we are moving from Maine to Vermont. We have been living in this house since 2001, believe it or not. The realtor that I use was the realtor that helped me to find this house, also sold the house we had previously, which was a very small house. It was like 750 square feet. We had 3 children at the time, and then we came here, and lo and behold, over the years, we ended up having 7 children. And now I have 7 children, and I have 3 daughter-in-laws, and I have 4 grandchildren. So when we move to Vermont, all 4 of my grandchildren will be there in Vermont. 3 live there now, and of course we are taking our infant grandson, and of course his mom are also coming with us. So it's going to be a great time of family and cousins, and we won't be, I don't think we'll be, I have a son who lives in North Carolina, so I mean, he always has to fly anyway or drive to see us, but I don't think it would be a longer drive. It's just in a different direction. And then we have a son who lives in Massachusetts, so that will be about an hour and a half longer of a drive for him than when he comes here in this house, but he's fine with it. And so that's kind of how we're doing things, and we're all super excited. Also, living in Maine, we're about 35 minutes from the closest like Target, and in Vermont we'll be 20 minutes away. We're about 20 minutes from our grocery store. In Vermont we'll be 3 minutes away. I'll have sidewalks. I've never had sidewalks before, flat roads. I'll be able to get out when it snows. So the area that we're living in, going to be living in, I am super excited about. Today, my realtor is coming just to give me a list of dates. Our house tested positive for radon, and so we have to get a filtration system, or I don't know, a fan system. That's going to be happening soon, and we have, like I said, the septic guy, and then our furnace is being cleaned soon. We just have some different appointments, and then of course the closing and all of the things. So she's going to come just give me a list of final dates, and I'm super excited about that. I felt like our house was smelling a little bit stale, so I'm going to get some windows open, but I also wanted to quickly go over the floor. I got myself a fancy Swiffer, the kind that you can spray the cleaner right on the floor, and also it has wood cleaner that you can pop right in. So my Swiffer wipes, and unfortunately I had bought the wrong size, but I've been trying to use them up anyway, but I keep them in the back of this pantry, so I'm moving the cat food out of the way, and I noticed there was some cat food on the floor, so I'm just getting all of that swept up so I can get my Swiffer going and wash the living room floor to bring in a fresh scent. I don't really have candles right now, so my fresh scent comes from my cleaners, and I'm also getting all of the windows opened up and getting the house aired out. It's been so nice. We've had such great fall weather lately, like upper 60s, mid 70s. Cool and dry. It's really been wonderful. So Maine is giving me a really nice exit. And we've been watching deer, and there's 4 fawns that are always in the yard every single day. I've seen bald eagles lately and hawks. There's just so much wildlife around here, and I think I'm going to have the same in Vermont, but it is just such a sweet thing to get to see and just have all of the feels about being in Maine and leaving Maine. There's just so many memories here. I've been here for 60 years, people. All of my 60 years I have lived in Maine. It's just absolutely crazy to think about living anywhere else, but at the same time, I'm so excited to get to experience something different. So I feel super blessed. You know, I don't wash this wood floor very often, so it felt really good to get it washed on this day. With so little time before we have to move, I'm converting us over to disposable plates, bowls, cups, regular cups, coffee cups, and also plastic silverware. Yvonne and I did a Costco run and were able to buy that stuff in bulk, which of course is much cheaper. So I'm going to pack away all of our silverware, and I'm putting the plastic spoons, forks, knives, all that in its place. I do have to make things disappear, or else people will continue to use them. So I'm getting those swapped out. And these little containers, I'm telling you, I got those at the Dollar Tree back when the Dollar Tree was actually a Dollar Tree with everything costing $1. And I have absolutely loved them. For one thing, having the individual baskets has meant when we have company and I want to do buffet style, I can just take out the little box of forks, the little box of knives, whatever I need, it can just be put right up on the island, and I can create like the easiest little buffet. It keeps the wood drawer protected. I have really loved having those. I don't really mind if they end up staying or ending up in the trash. Honestly, they cost me $1 a piece and we can always replicate it. But I just thought, it's easy just to keep the same method going. Where I'm leaving, anything I leave behind, I know, okay, I'll get to those in a second. I know that I could end up seeing them in Vermont, or they might never make it there. So I'm cleaning out this little box we had in the back of the drawer. And whenever we do get Chinese, they'll give us chopsticks, and everybody always wants me to keep the chopsticks because they think they're going to use them, but clearly they did not get used. So I went ahead and just quietly threw those away. So I'm just getting all of these cleaned out. You can see my great dusting method. I just used my hand right there, and anything that was in that little box for dust or debris went right on the floor, and then we'll sweep the floor later. You'll see serious faces. It's partly because I'm tired, but partly because there's always just something going on in the background of, oh my goodness, here's another issue that we have to figure out. And we're trying to keep our sense of humor. I have to say, we're kind of at a point now where things are beginning to iron themselves out. All of the little snafus and roadblocks that come when you're trying to make a move, oh my goodness, we have had them in spades. But if you just keep at it and day by day, things tend to work themselves out. Not always the easiest way, honestly. Work themselves out, quote, usually means costs us a lot of money. But what are you going to do? We're just going to do our best, and we're going to get to Vermont. We're going to get to be grandparents, more active grandparents. We're going to have all of our grandchildren in one town. I just honestly, it's all very exciting, and I'm just trying to keep my mind on keep my eyes on the prize, as they say. And I feel like I am sleeping better. That's nice. I'm now sleeping till like 4:45 in the morning, which is a huge improvement over 2 o'clock in the morning. So that has been a huge improvement as well. I don't really have a great to-do list right now. It's mostly ta-da lists. When it's all done, you go ta-da and you list out everything that you got done. But I did know I wanted to get this bathroom cleaned just in case people that come to the house need to use a bathroom. And then I'll do a little bit of packing before I go into the kitchen and start decluttering and doing some packing there as well. So interestingly, this plate, this is actually, what do you call it? I don't know, but that little stand, I got that at like a TJ Maxx or a Marshall's, and I ended up decluttering that. I took the bird picture and the little chickadee. I am taking that with me, but I did decide to go ahead and declutter that plate. I feel like if I want one on the other end, maybe I'll eventually get one, but I don't have as many flat surfaces to decorate on. So I'm not really taking decor that requires a flat surface. I have some stuff that can go up on shelves. If I decide to put shelves on the wall, I am taking, and I don't have that much of it, I am taking that stuff. But anything that needs to have a flat surface for decor, I am getting rid of. And then I am taking all of the pictures that I have on the wall, except for that large floral picture. I just feel like it's too big and it's a little brighter than what I want. I might go with stuff that's a bit more muted. I am taking my bedroom decor, which is kind of like ocean decor. Coastal glam was always the kind of aesthetic that I was going for in this house. And I think there'll definitely be those elements in our next home, but we'll have to see. It'll be so much fun to decorate it, and I'll definitely be taking you guys along with me. So once I get done with this, I'm going to take the pictures down. I have pictures over my washer and dryer, and I also have the containers that I put like laundry crystals and dryer balls and dryer sheets and that sort of thing. And I'm going to get those out of here as well. One of the ways I stay kind of engaged and I don't wear out too much is to kind of move around the house and not stay too long in one place. It does help me to kind of switch up what I do every 20 or 30 minutes. But one of you had mentioned that it would be a good idea just to go ahead and get rid of all my vases, and I have to agree. So that's what I'm doing. I'm bagging them up. They're going to be donated to Goodwill. There was one small vase that I bought at Target. The rest of these all came from Goodwill. So that kind of helped me too, to kind of have that mindset. There is one vase that one of you sent me. I am keeping that one. I'll probably use it either in my kitchen or bathroom. Actually, probably my kitchen. I do like to have a little bit, just a few flowers by my kitchen window. So even if I don't use it immediately, I know I will still use it. And this is a great Rubbermaid to pack things in. So I'm just wiping the bottom. It had some like dust, debris, little sparkles. I must have had something that was sparkly in here at one point. So this will be a great little box to keep things in that are breakable when we move. So I'm just making sure that it's cleaned out and all ready to go. And I did not expect my family to be willing to get rid of any mugs, but as it turned out, we did end up decluttering some of our mugs. And honestly, Yvonne was the conduit of this, and I could not have been more shocked.
Hello, hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to show you guys what mugs we're going to get rid of. So this is mine that I got like 2 years ago that I never used. So boom. Okay, this one I also... What?
Are you serious?
Yes, girl.
What did you not use? Oh, yeah.
And then this one, guys, I just thought was so ugly. Like, when I got it first, I thought it was cute, but it's ugly.
Oh
This is
my
Ava's
goodness.
also.
Yeah.
Oracle stock was over $100
And then,
today.
do you know whose this one is?
That's crazy.
Hey, Curry, do you want this one?
I'm pretty sure this is also Ava's.
Yeah, it is. No, that's Rachel's. Oh.
I thought that
The
was
mushroom one with the mouse. That's Rachel's. No,
Yeah.
that's Rachel's. I can ask her, but I'm pretty positive it's Rachel's.
Just as a side note, I always have to kind of zero you in on Yvonne's facial expressions. There is never a dull moment with this girl. There never has been. She keeps us laughing, entertained, and honestly, just never a dull moment.
What about this one? This one's actually really
Do you want
cute.
these, Robin?
Yes. I do use those.
Anything else?
This is also Ava's.
All right, so we're getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, let's go to Duncan.
That was, of course, you probably already know, her son Jabari, who's about to turn 4 months old. He has a very loud voice. We're finding out. It wasn't so clear at the beginning, but he loves to talk he'll talk to people. He talks to the TV in his little baby babble, and he has a very loud voice. Now, when he cries, he actually has a very loud voice. So we are in for it with this kid because his feet are always moving. He's always kicking his feet. He's chattering. So I just picture him running around the house with his chattering going a mile a minute. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm getting the mugs that we are donating into Target bags so that those can go. And then I'm going to wrap up all of the mugs so that those can be packed, and we're putting disposable coffee cups up into the cabinet. I think I'm going to miss my kitchen. I know I'm going to miss my double oven. We are moving from, these are solid surface countertops, over to granite countertops. They're white with a gray marbling. So if you have granite countertops, let me know what your favorite cleaner is for granite, because this is going to be all new territory for me. And then we'll have gray countertops, and I think it's a pale gray wall.
This is not the 80s.
Leo and Yvonne have a love-hate relationship. Leo does not like to be picked up, and Yvonne wants to pick him up. And I'm telling you, he's like a viper. He'll strike. And he doesn't do that unprompted. But if you pick him up, you are going to get what you get. And she is willing to take those chances every single time. Yes, I do realize, by the way, that this is way more mugs than any one family can use. I own one of these mugs. I'm just saying. And the rest belong to others. Well, the only exception is there is one I like to put my soup in that's kind of large. And then Leo is always all up in my business. And that you definitely notice this in this video. And a lot of times I'm so used to it, I don't even notice him. And then when I go to edit, it's like, oh, he was in the room with me and I didn't even realize. I feel like if I bring up my camera, he is more so inclined to be where I am. I don't know if I just notice it more because I'm editing or if it is actually true, but I just feel like he doesn't take any naps when I'm filming. He wants to be all up in it. But if I'm not filming, then he's off sleeping somewhere and I don't even see him. As a matter of fact, he's missing right now as I do this voiceover, and I think it's because we have a furnace guy here cleaning the furnace, and I think he might have slipped out. So there is a search party outside. I should probably take a little break from my voiceover and go see if I can help find him. That cat, I'm telling you, he is Mr. Mischief all of the time. Talk about never a dull moment. There's never a dull moment with Leo around either. So I got this roll of bubble wrap from Lowe's, and I feel like I'm going to have to go get a couple more by the time we're finished with the packing. I think on the other side, when we get to Vermont, I am trying honestly to declutter absolutely everything that can be decluttered before I leave. And as you know, or if you've been around here, you know, I have been heavily decluttering for the last few years. So when we get to Vermont and we have a set number of cabinets, we are going to let the container that is the cabinet decide how many we get to keep, and then I'll just have everyone gather around and it'll be like, okay, put your favorite mug in, and then everybody puts their favorite mug in and we just go another round and another round, and then if they don't all fit, then the ones that are not the favorites are either going to have to go or people can hide them in their bedrooms, I suppose. I'm also trying to make sure I do a good job labeling all of my boxes so that when we move and people are helping us, they'll know exactly what room to put them in. I am taking out the cabinet liners. I feel like, you know, if I were moving into a home, I wouldn't use the cabinet liners of the previous owner. So I'm going ahead and getting rid of those. And these were the cups that I got at Costco. I decided not to get the ones with lids because it tends to happen that we don't use as many lids as we get. And then I feel like you get more cups if you don't buy the cups with the lids. If you are decluttering in your home, let me know what you are decluttering. I would love to know, especially if you're doing the 5-minute declutters. Now the mugs, when Yvonne and I were going through the mugs and she was decluttering, that would have been a great 5-minute declutter. Is just to go through your mugs really quickly, go through dishes really quickly, pick one drawer, pick one shelf, and over time you're going to be shocked at what gets done. Somebody had just said in the comments, you never stop decluttering, do you? Isn't it crazy? But, you know, you have to think, 9 people in our family. We have accumulated things over the years and living in this house since 2001. Oh my goodness. So since I was packing away the silverware, I'm just taking it out of the dishwasher and putting it right in a Gladlock bag, and then it will go in the box I have going in the dining room. And then I'm just going to get the rest of the dishwasher emptied. So as we're using more disposable things, then my dishwasher doesn't get full as often. So I don't have to run it twice a day is what I've done for years. Now I'm just running it once a day. And usually it's not even full, but there's things like baby bottles that we do sanitize in the dishwasher. So I will tend to run it once a day anyway, just so we get our supply of baby bottles back up. I really need to make a decision about packing the pans. Like I've been avoiding them so that we can keep on cooking, but pretty soon I'm going to be forced to go ahead and pack those pans. And then it kept happening. There's a coffee mug that was in the sink here and also some silverware. So I decided let's just hand wash it, people. And then I can get it packed away. And then there was a plastic spoon in there. I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna buy disposable things, people, I would prefer we don't put them in the sink because I'm not going to wash them. And then the next morning, lo and behold, another mug showed up that apparently my husband had been using while he was working, and I didn't notice it. So I felt like every time I thought I had them all done, I would just find another one. And it just got easier to go ahead and hand wash them. And then the rest of the things I could load up in the dishwasher. I am curious to know, do you live somewhere where you can open your windows? I absolutely love having my windows open and having fresh air come in, but I recognize that not everyone, I'm looking at you, Florida, lives in a place that it's easy to open the windows and have the air flowing through the house. So do you get to open the windows where you live and have the fresh air flowing in? I would just love to know. I was actually talking to my neighbor this morning about the deer, and she was sharing with me how there's just one baby deer that's trying to join a deer family, and the mama deer keeps kind of pushing him away. But my neighbor has been feeding them and was feeding the little one because his didn't have a mama. I am decluttering this, and then also that plate stand, just so you know. I just figured I love that basket, but I don't know where I'll use it. Anyway, and now that she was feeding the baby, the mama and the other three have been coming over, so it's possible they're going to let him join the family. Isn't that just the sweetest thing? Okay, so this cabinet is reminding me of what my packing method is going to be for things that people are still using. I'm taking out, my one daughter has a face steamer, that's what's in my left hand there, and then also they do their own face waxing. And so I'm getting all of that stuff out, and I'm going to put it in a box. I'm going to keep it on top of the dryer, the clothes dryer. When they want to use it, they'll pull it out, they'll use it, put it back in the box. And that is pretty much what I'm going to be doing with things that are still being used. I'm going to box it up. We're going to live out of a box. I'm even going to pack a suitcase for me for my Airbnb, and then I'm going to live out of the suitcase for the week. And I told my husband, he was a little bit sad that of some of the things that we need to pack up. And I said, well, think of it this way. Pretend you're at an Airbnb. Would you have this at the Airbnb? So if you pretend you're going to be there for 2 weeks, it's basically the same. But at some point, you got to get that stuff packed. So I'm checking it all. And because I had noticed a while ago, I had said, do you guys use your own wax pot or mine? And they said that they were using both of them, but they forgot the one I was actually talking about was another one that was in the back of this cabinet. And so that is one that I'm also, this one in my hand right now is one that we're able to get rid of. It belonged to the girls, and it's pretty old. So it's honestly going to head to the dump because I don't know, what its condition is. I don't know if it's safe. It certainly wouldn't be sanitary. So it is going to be leaving. And all of those cloths are also leaving. Some of those are microfiber cloths. Some of those are dishcloths. And I decided to go ahead and declutter those. So those will go to Goodwill. And then I'm heading over to the cabinet. I have some disposable casserole dishes. I've had them for a while now. And that is what we are going to use when we want to cook something in the oven. That way I can get everything packed. And I take great care trying to get these risers. I don't know, is that what you call them? That right there. I had a hard time getting them undone and out. And I was going to bring them with me, but now I'm thinking I'm not going to bring them with me. I don't even know if I will need them, and so I'm not going to move them. They didn't fit perfectly in the box. I had the medium-sized box. We bought boxes for moving. We haven't tried to get them at stores. I felt like it just was more aggravation that I wanted to go through going to stores to get boxes. It's really just about bandwidth. But anyway, it's made me a little bit pickier too about what I'm bringing because I'm paying for boxes that I'm going to transport it in. So I am wiping down cabinets as I empty them as well. And so my real goal right now is just to get every cabinet, every closet emptied. And then anything that we need to use, I will have the box in the room open, pull the stuff out, use it, put it back in. The exception is the dishes where I got disposable dishes. I am going to seal up that box. I don't want people getting in and out of those since we do have to wash things. I don't want drippy dishes going back in there. And as I have shared, our plates and bowls and small plates, I'm going to be replacing on the other side. So I am not bringing those either. There have been a few things like that where it's like, no, I'm going to buy that on the other end, but not a lot because, you just don't know until you're there how your finances are going to work out. And I don't want to get into a mess. But one of you had shared with me, and you're going to hear it come up a couple times in coming videos, that she doesn't just ask herself, do I need this? She asks herself, could I do without this? Could I make do? And I think that's a powerful question when you're decluttering to ask yourself is, could I make do without this? Another question that I like to ask myself is, how much would it cost me if I changed my mind and I needed to replace this? If it's under $20 and I think I could do without it, then I do go ahead and get rid of it. I mean, if I think I can do without it, I'm getting rid of it anyway. But if I'm unsure, but think I might be able to do without it, and it's under $20, then I do go ahead and get rid of it. So here are the disposable casserole dishes. You can see those second shelf down. So I kept one gravy boat, and then that I get rid of, and a glass gravy boat I also get rid of. And those 2 plastic containers my husband wanted to keep, so of course we did end up keeping them. And there go the shelf liners. So here are the dishes I got that we're using for now, as well as a few left, and then things I need to pack, and those are the things going to Goodwill.
Okay, I'm pooped. I mean, I had some other cleaning to do that I didn't get to film. I made myself a cauliflower pizza, homemade cauliflower crust, because I have some cauliflower I'm trying to use up that's in the freezer. Because, it is hard to throw food away, even though I did do that big declutter with the food. I had a job I was helping my husband with, and let's see, I had my realtor's appointment. That went well. She kind of gave me all the dates. We had the septic guy come and pump our septic. We had the paint guy come and finish up the trim. Got him paid. Leo has a vet appointment this afternoon, so it's his last appointment before we leave, and getting his medication because he does have, it's our cat, he does have a autoimmune disorder. And then the other cat goes next week. What else did I do? Goodness, so the last shot really is what I need to pack next. So it honestly is weirdly helping me to kind of put things on the island. I think once my feet are rested, I'll be able to do it again. But I also have a live with the membership. If you want to join, underneath this video, beside the subscribe button, there should be a join button. Anyway, Decluttering at the Speed of Life, and when our group finishes this book in mid-October, then I will make a playlist for it and put that up for you guys as well. But, I mean, stuff's happening every day. I've got about 9 more days to pack, which really, honestly, does not overwhelm me. But I feel like the stuff that needs to leave the house kind of overwhelms me. And Goodwill and the dump. And we are doing a dump run today, so that's going to happen. And then tomorrow will be a Goodwill run. Can you believe it, guys? Still decluttering. But it's a lifelong thing. And then what also overwhelms me is just trying to pack things while people are here. Because if no one was here, I would just pack a room a day and be done with it. And then not even counting our storage unit, not even counting, it adds up in my head. So I can't think about that. I just have to do what I can every single day, and then we'll just figure it out. So I hope this was an encouragement. If your life's feeling kind of hot mess a little too, then you can just put one foot in front of the other and just do one thing at a time with me. Okay? So remember, as always, God loves you. I love you too. And I can't wait to see you next time.